Well, first up today is this Colt CZT. It's a black end and it's getting an Arashi turbo map today. So I believe all the parts are already on, which is what's on the trailer. So we're gonna get it off, have a bit of a look, get it up onto the dyno and see what we think. So here we go, Colt CZT hybrid turbo map. Thought I'd do a jolly bit of the video, Rich, and you can pretend to be as jolly as you want for this section, if that's okay.
Jolly?
Jolly.
Don't do that, man.
Give us a smile.
No.
Come on, for the ladies.
No.
No smiles.
No women watch this channel. I guarantee you that.
Okay, one for the men.
That's even worse.
No, it's not. Hey, we live in 2022, mate. I'm sure there's some fans out there of yours, mate.
Oh, I bet there is.
You're mine.
If they're my fans, I want paying.
You're mine, babe. You're mine. Take four.
Take four.
Mitsubishi Colt CZT. All the stage 2 mods in the world, plus hybrid turbo, and Rich has been mapping it this morning. It's very sweaty in here. Very sweaty.
Yeah,
it's
muggy, I'd definitely say. Yeah, it came in this morning. This is always the case, I tend to find, that things are getting done, by a customer or by someone they know or whatever. And the car was coming this morning, and I hate it when it's sort of in that situation, because the customer travels 2 hours to get here, and you pop the bonnet up and you're like, not really happy with that, not really happy with that, not really happy with that. I can see there's a problem there. And then there's a decision to be made, isn't there? They're either you're going to start going through the problems and you're going to fix it, knowing that needs fixing, or you're going to allow it to go and then possibly end up having tuning around issues that you've got, which we never want to be in that case. Unfortunately, there was a couple of issues with this car this morning, a couple of things that we managed to just run through, and we were happy in the end to sort of let it go. There was an annoying part with a circlip broken on the Arashi turbo itself. Unfortunately, that turbo had to come off to have that circlip changed. The customer didn't want to do that, so we obviously made him aware that obviously if something goes wrong and that circlip, or the remainder of that circlip fails that's holding it, we're not being at any level of responsible.
Disclaimer signed.
Disclaimer signed. It was hunting badly this morning when we initially got it in, and it was
to be fair, the customer said that it had always hunted since his previous map at a previous place, and therefore sort of blamed the previous mapper for that problem. Once we'd put our base file on this morning and the hunting was still there, we determined that wasn't the case. It wasn't the previous mapper's problem. It was in fact a hardware issue. Yeah,
no, it could be a hardware. I mean, it could be a hardware issue. We checked like one-way check valves. We checked some obvious things that we've seen in the past that's caused a hunter idle.
Yeah.
I mean, the only problem this car had was a hunter idle. Outside of that, it's mapped up lovely and it's not a problem.
Lovely.
It's just got a hunt on idle and it just all the time hunting. So we've done our best to eradicate that as best we can with inside the map. But I believe that we're mapping around a hardware issue and not mapping. The mapping wasn't the problem. We're mapping around a hardware issue.
It's like it's an inlet manifold leak.
Yeah, possibly. I wouldn't say necessarily an inlet manifold leak because we've done a smoke test on it. We've checked some bits.
That's what it's presented.
It presented itself like an air leak. These, if you get a boost pipe that blows off, they hunt like that. That's the simulation they give you when they've got an air leak. It could even possibly be just the pink injectors. Now we've seen a lot of pink injectors. Unfortunately, there was a load of copies that went around.
Yeah,
these injectors could be copies in this car. You just cannot tell. This is why we started changing to the 550 Bosch injectors and refused to map on the pinks anymore, because we were seeing so many with so many issues. Unfortunately, at the moment, we cannot get hold of the Bosch injectors. In fact, no one can get hold of the Bosch injectors.
My supplier,
the supplier
is not having a good time because he just cannot get them from Bosch in Germany.
No, they've run out of parts. There's some parts they haven't got or what they need to make them, and unfortunately they haven't got them in the car.
I don't know what that's to do with, whether that's Europe at the moment, Brexit. I've got no idea.
Europe,
but
Brexit, whatever it is,
we haven't got them.
So unfortunately, if we could have eradicated that problem with a set of injectors today, because it was actually booked in some 550s. May have eradicated that problem, but we're not going to know now because
we're not going to know.
We're not going to know now because the customer's going to take it obviously as it is, and he's not going to bring it back to put injectors in it and pay again.
Especially when it's going to drive as well as it is now. Because it's going to be like his hair's on fire. This car, between when it came in and the last time he drove it, and as he drives it away today, it's going to be like night and day. That's a thump of power.
I'm expecting that he's at least 50 brake horsepower up, I would say, from where he was before.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was claimed that it was 260, which is impossible.
On a stock turbo,
not possible. 220, 225, absolute max. Hybrids seeing between 250 and 270, depending on mods. It's got some good mods. The exhaust is not the best. So therefore we've made the 240 foot-pounds quite early on, so we've decided to cap it at that, which gave us 250 and 240, which I think we're happy with, and I'm sure the customer will be happy once he drives it.
Once he drives it.
Should we have a look at the graph?
Yeah, I just want to say it made some massive flames, mate. And because we've actually got the Uncle Keith's paint shop's S15 in the workshop having a windscreen put back into it. So normally we would open the doors and we would film from the back, but today I filmed from the side to keep the noise down for the gentleman that's fitting the windscreen. The flames, the length of the flames, the brightness, the noise, immense. I absolutely loved it. So really positive on that, and that's my favourite bit, isn't it? So there we go. Right, so let's have a look at that graph. Come on. This is where we finished. Absolutely amazing looking graph. And we finish at 250 brake horsepower, which is 220 at the wheels. Absolutely fantastic. As you can tell, we've capped the torque to keep it as safe as humanly possible with the variables that we've got. There we go, Rich. Any final words?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay, well, happy days. On to an EP3 next. So thanks for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. Code word for this video is CZT. You do it. You put that down there for me. And we shall see you on the next one, won't we, Rich?
We will indeed.
We will indeed.
Ooh. I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast.